If you decide to kind of spill the beans and tell people what you have in mind to elicit feedback, one thing I just, always take with a grain of salt is whether the child, are it's going to give you like a thoughtful, reasoned, honest response back. Number one, like kids in general, in my experience, I've seen they do not like to have conversations about their parents' deaths. Like I cannot tell you how many, clients of mine say like, I tried to bring it up with my daughter and she's like, I don't want to talk about your death. Like this is the last thing I want to talk about. This is so depressing. So some kids like totally shut down. They don't want to talk about death at all. Other kids, like they're just like deer in the headlights. This is just like, whatever you want, mom. Like I'm whatever you want, which is a perfectly good response. A lot better than like, give me everything. I want to be in charge and forget my brother. But it's a kind response to say whatever you want, by and large, like that's what you want to hear. But it's not always like fully thought out or reasoned because people are just like reacting in the moment. They don't have time to like process it. And there's so many emotions that come along with money and family and death and the law. And so number one, people find it, if they disagree with what you have in mind, they have a really hard time articulating it because they don't want to come off greedy. Like kids, a lot of times they don't want to come off difficult, right? They don't want to open up a wound. The other thing is sometimes people just need some time to think about it. So if you talk to your kids about things that you had in mind in your estate plan and they agree, don't always, rely on the, first reaction that they have. Like you might find in a week or two, a couple of days, they'll come back and say, hey, you know how you were thinking about leaving grandma's ring to sister? Like, I always like that ring. And, I want you to reconsider like my interest, or I would instead like for you to give me this other thing. So don't be surprised if people need some time to process and then come back to you later to continue the conversation. The other thing is if you don't hear from anyone and you think, maybe they did need some time, or, maybe I should bring it up at a different time. Like when it's appropriate, bring it up again. If it makes sense to you, if it feels right, and see if you get more complex and more honest, more sophisticated and well thought out answers from your kids. So anyways, this is just some insight from someone who has spoken with thousands of people about their estate plan. And I'm Stephanie West. I am a licensed California attorney. I practice in estate planning. I'm a lawyer, but I am likely not your lawyer. So do yourself a favor and find yourself a lawyer that you like.